Hello sports fans and welcome. I am Professor S and this is Hasty History Extra Credit. What we're going to try to do with this series is talk about all of the coolest stuff in history that for one reason or another just never seems to get the credit that it deserves. This is all the stuff that your history teachers never had the time or the inclination to teach you about, but is still super cool. We're not going to go quite as fast as we do in Hasty History, but I am going to do my best to keep my academic enthusiasm to a minimum, so we'll keep it tight. Thing is, there's so much cool stuff in history that just never makes it into one of these things. So, Alyssa Matthews, 10th grade, don't worry, we're going to fill in some gaps. This is extra credit. Today, we're talking about one of my absolute favorites, though I'm pretty sure I'm going to say that about every single one of these we do. Either way, we're talking about the lady snipers of the Red Army during World War II. Women never get the credit that they deserve in history, even though they've shaped it just as much as men have. One of my absolute favorite stories comes out of Soviet Russia in World War II. See, in World War II, women played a much bigger role than they had in previous wars, but we were still a few years away from a fully integrated military. So you still saw women mostly as nurses, as clerks, working in civilian factories, and the ones that were in combat worked in the auxiliaries. Russia, on the other hand, they just plain got it. Through World War II, they had more than 2,000 women on active duty as snipers for the Red Army. See, Russia realized that women were careful, patient, deliberate, and they were tough as nails. Lyudmila Pavlichenko, for example, is credited with 309 kills during World War II, and 36 of those kills were against enemy snipers. This makes her the most successful female sniper in all of history. In fact, Lyudmila was one of the first to sign up when the war broke out. She went to sign up for the army and they said, "Oh, great, you're a woman. We can always use more nurses." Lyudmila said, "Well, that's great, but you're putting me in the infantry," and they did. After her 309 kills, Lyudmila was actually wounded in combat, so she spent the rest of the war as a major, actually training other snipers in the Red Army to be better snipers, and she trained men and women alike. At the end of the war, she had more medals than she knew what to do with. She even had her own Russian postage stamp. Natalia Kovsheva was only 21 when she joined the local Russian defense militia. Less than a year later, she was part of the 528th Rifle Regiment. Natalia became the best sniper in the regiment, to the point that she actually started training other soldiers in the regiment to be better snipers. When Hitler and the Germans attacked Moscow, Natalia and the 528th were there to defend their capital, and they actually beat back the Axis forces. During that battle alone, it's estimated that Natalia scored over 300 kills. Nina Lobkovskaya commanded her own company of female snipers in the Red Army, and they helped win the Battle of Berlin. Klavdia Klugina was only 17 years old when she joined the Red Army as a sniper. Think about what you were doing when you were 17. So that's it for the extra credit. I am Professor S, and until next time, I will see you after class.